Welcome to High Fed Expressions with Katera Speaks. This podcast is raw. It's where we feel seen, heard, and understood as we express our emotions, articulations of expressions through multitudes of outlets. So, come on this journey with me as we explore the avenues of our hearts. Welcome to Heartfelt Expressions. Alright guys, let me jump right into it, shall we? Today we're going to be talking about self-care. So, I am on this journey of loving myself. It's a practice, and I literally just woke up. I woke up 30 minutes ago, but I feel inspired to do a podcast episode. Woo! Ta-da! So, in the past several years of my life, especially getting out of college and during college, y'all, my mental health has been struggling. I went through burnt out because I felt as if I had to be perfect for everyone else. You know, my family, my friends, my peers, society. So it took a toll on me. I felt as if I couldn't be anything but happy, and I cut out the joys of my life. Guys, how is that even logical? How is that even logical, guys? I cut out the joys of my life because there was people who felt that I was doing too much. It's like, hey, you good at everything you do, you know. You got first place. You did this, you did that. You're doing so much. You're doing too much. There was one point, the superintendent of my county or something, right, told me I could not keep up what I was doing in college because I was in so many clubs, so many honor societies, that I had lanyards and cords and banners. I did not choose to put the gold medal I won on me from having first place. So I thought I was doing like the bare minimum, you know. I didn't go all out. It's just I represent a lot of clubs and honor societies. And along this journey, my self-care went up and down. There was points in my life that I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. But there was points in my life where my self-care journey will go up and down. There was times where I wouldn't take a shower for like 3 days straight. And I went to college, you know. I went to college and wouldn't take a shower. I did not care. There was times where I didn't even brush my teeth. I did not even thought it was necessary. There was other points where I wouldn't even eat. And let me describe to you guys. I'm an athlete. I would work out every day. Having no food in your body when you're an athlete, it's absolutely terrible. But I did not care. I was that burnt out, y'all. So that fluctuated over the years. And I wouldn't drink water either. And I experienced that even last year. Was it also this year? Yes, I experienced that. I did take showers this year. It wasn't as bad as before, but I wouldn't eat. I would let myself be hangry. I just, you know, it was almost like a way I was punishing myself for feeling as if I wasn't good enough to be taken care of because I didn't feel productive enough. I grew up as a perfectionist. I grew up to be, you are what you do. You are your productivity. That's why I overexcelled and overachieved to feel loved. And since I've been working on myself this year and last year, I kept saying to myself, I am worthy regardless. I said that every single day. That was my mantra. I will look in the mirror and I will say, you're worthy regardless. Regardless of what you do. Regardless of how much money you have in your bank account. Regardless of who you know and who knows you. You're worthy regardless. You're worthy of joy, of peace, and unconditional love. You're worthy of all your heart's desires. I said it so often I could repeat it to other people. I didn't believe it. I said it so often. I didn't believe it, but I wanted to. Alright, I am back from my break. I took a little break to eat, to brush my teeth, wash my face, get myself ready. I hydrated. I even did a vocal warm-up. So, when I took this break, I hurriedly saved the audio. And there's usually a button on this app where you can enhance the sound, where the background would be dimmed and my voice would be amplified. I just saved the audio and I was kind of frustrated. This podcast, guys, is meant to be imperfect. My intentions is for it to be raw. I felt my emotions. I was upset, I'll be honest. I was like, you can hear the sirens in the background, you can hear the little nuances. It's okay. It's okay. So I was reflecting and listening back to the audio, and I forgot to say, during my burnt out and mental health journey, I felt as if my life was just heartbeats. This was a phrase I remember replaying in my head like a broken record, guys. I really felt that I had nothing to live for because I cut out all the joys out of my life. For example, I stopped writing poetry. If anyone who grew up with me, poetry was a constant in my life, whether I be reading it, listening to it, perform it, whatever. I cut it out completely. It was one of the outlets in which I allowed myself to really express myself, my feelings, and the things that's on my mind, the stories, everything. It was an outlet that I deprived myself of because I didn't feel like I was deserving of it. It brought me joy, so I took it out. And when you're in a difficult situation, mentally, emotionally, physically, it's tough to cope with things without that safety net, without that expression of emotions or anything. So I was having a tough time during that point in my life. And I stopped dancing, I stopped playing video games, I stopped reading. I used to read stories and watch movies and listen to audiobooks. I stopped those completely. So all I had was school. School, and I forgot the reason why I was going to school. The only reason at the time I could think of, I was doing it for my family, to make them proud. And that's not sufficient enough to keep me going. So I felt like my life was just heartbeats, and it affected me. I stopped taking care of myself, and it was a dark, dark, dark place to be in. And now that I've been working on myself, I went to therapy for 3 months, y'all. It was something that I thought I needed. You know, when I was going to therapy, it didn't really help me in the way I wanted it to. It gave me different perspectives. It felt like I was talking to a friend, though I wasn't getting the inquisitiveness I needed, the deep questions. So I turned to journaling. I turned to trying to figure it out on my own. It helped along the way. Meditation is more to me than just being in silence. I would dance. I started bringing back the joys. I would do art. I would do poetry, perform in rooms, and life has been coming back to me. I'm smiling more, laughing more, taking care of myself like I did. I took a break from this episode and actually got myself ready for today. So it's wonderful to be on this journey. And I remember I used to post on social media daily. And it was so tedious because my mental health was not doing so well. I talked about anxiety a lot. Every video seemed like I'm telling you guys I'm anxious. And people related to it, that anxiety of not knowing what to say but wanting to be heard. That anxiety of, man, I wonder what you guys would think about how I sound, how I look, if the lighting is right. The nitpicking, those thoughts that go through my head, that went through my head, I'm actually speaking it out loud, and you guys could relate. Like, wow. For example, when I was going through my hair journey, I shaved my head, y'all. Almost all the way. I cut it myself, and I used a size 2 razor. I just shaved it all off because I cut my bangs wrong. People ask me, what made you cut it? I didn't tell them the full story. I just said, yeah, it was just a decision I made. Nah, I messed up. Y'all. I was trying to cut my bangs, and bangs are kind of hard, and if you mess it up, you had to go all the way. I was spending over an hour trying to cut my hair, and then it was so quick to shave it all off. And I was like, wow, I feel like I wasted my time. I feel like I wasted my time trying to cut my hair, and it failed. Yeah, and then it was like instant when I just shaved it all off. It was very emotional. It's like, I'm really doing this. And I did. And then people, my peers and my family was like, oh, are you trying to be a guy? And the song that came to me is I Am Not My Hair by India Ari. And I was like, does my hair define me? No. I just wanted a fresh restart. That was part of my health journey, part of my mental health journey, y'all. My self-care. Learning to love myself again. Look into the mirror and recognize myself. Because a lot of my life, I felt like a stranger in the mirror. Because I couldn't feel my emotions the way I wanted to. I couldn't speak up and share my story, my thoughts, and my experiences, because everyone, from my perspective at the time, I felt as if everyone expected me to be perfect. So I lived up to that, and I felt alone. I felt that I was the only one who knew what I was going through, because I'd never, at the time, spoke up. And it felt lonely. And when I looked in the mirror, I couldn't even recognize myself. I felt as if I betrayed myself by hiding behind that mask of perfection. And it hurts, So As I'm going through this journey, I'm bringing back the joys of my life. I'm starting to take care of myself, starting to eat, and feeling that I'm worthy of food, worthy of water, worthy of showers and sleep. I'm still working on sleep, y'all. I used to be so sleep deprived. I would sleep. There was times when I wouldn't go to sleep until 9 a.m. in the morning, and I had class at 9:30. It was more like a power nap. There was times where I just didn't give myself what I needed. And that affects your mental capacity, your reaction time, and your decision making. If you're not well rested, it affects you. And honestly, I felt that I deserved being sleep deprived because I associated my productivity to my worth. And since I used to procrastinate a lot, I realized I procrastinated because of my perfectionism. I wanted everything to be perfect. That if I procrastinated, it gave me an excuse to not feel so bad if the results came out worse than I wanted it to. I could blame it on the time constraints. That I had to recognize that habit and anxiety it brought onto me. And I realized I had anxiety my whole life. I just was quote unquote high functioning because I hit it all the time and overachieved. Overachievement is more of a comparative thing. Who are you comparing it to? You know, you are living your life, and what is over? What is under? It's just living, y'all. Live your life how you want it to. You don't have to compare. Yeah, you do not have to compare. This is your life. So I am so glad that I am taking care of myself. I am on this journey. How are you guys doing in your life? How is your self-care journey, your mental health journey, emotional health? Guys, you're worthy of self-care. You're worthy of self-love. You're worthy of sleep, worthy of eating food, worthy of using the bathroom. Some people hold in their natural bowel movements and their natural urge to pee. You're worthy of these things. Worthy of sleep. Yes, you are worthy of sleep. Oh, another thing. On this self-help journey, I isolated myself. I became a hermit, like a crab, you know, you're hiding in this shell. And I just stopped talking to people. Even now, I'm still working on it, guys. It takes a lot of energy out of me to talk to people. Like, I want to talk to people, and then I will talk to them once, and then I would disappear. It's not you guys, it's me. It takes a lot of energy to talk to people. And I remember I would disappear for months on end, maybe years, and then I recontact with someone, and then it'd be months to years before I contact them again. It's not you guys. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to people. I love story time. I love social interactions. It's just, as I'm going through this journey, I'm honoring my energy. And that sometimes means being by myself and loving who I am first. Even though it's not, you need to do this and then this happens. No. That's not the case. It's just, I need to recharge my batteries, you know? Yeah, I'd be forgetting. So if you guys reach out to me and I don't reply, just know that I'm still going through this journey as this podcast goes on. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys and your support and the connections I have. Though I also love me. And that means taking care of me when I always taking care of me always. But it fluctuates on the social interactions. So I will get back to you guys as best as I can with your questions and with your contacting me, though I cannot guarantee that I will reply. Because I can imagine as this podcast go on, there will be so many questions being asked, so many stories being told. I want to share you guys stories on here if you guys do not choose to be on this podcast talking to me, and I can see the influx being really high, and therefore I might not reach everyone. I do apologize. I see you guys, I hear you guys, and I appreciate you guys. And this is a journey. This is your journey, y'all. The self-care, self-love journey and practice. This is where I tie this episode off with a little imaginary bow tie, where I invite you guys to listen to the other episodes of Heartfelt Expressions with Katera Speaks. Listen to it, give me feedback, leave a review, email me. If you guys can't find my email, it should be in the link. If not, right now the email is kateraspeaks@gmail.com. Send me in your questions, y'all. Yes, follow me on social media to stay updated. Though it's not necessary. You can just listen to the podcast. Live your life. I think I got all of it covered. Listen, like, subscribe, follow, questions. Yeah. This is Heartfelt Expressions with Katera Speaks. Raw, authentic, and sporadic. See you guys soon.